Hi, this is Tammy with Creative Critters, and I'm going to talk to all those baby bug owners out there. This little project, which is just a little candy dish, a little treat basket that I made with the Easter 2010 Cricut cartridge. I cut it with my Personal Cricut. Yes, I still have one. I use it a lot at classes, and it's the machine that when my son needs to do homework projects, he gets to use that machine. And so, yes, I do use the little guy from time to time. And I have to say that these little treat baskets just turned out adorable. And there is a little bit of a trick to doing it, and I did use my Gypsy. The Gypsy does help with that Personal Cricut as far as making it easier for you to manipulate and do a little bit bigger projects than you would normally. And I'm going to show you how I was able to make these little baskets. They cut out a little, about almost 7 inches, and yes, the cut is 7 inches, but I used my Gypsy to make it work. So let me show you how to do that. Alright, I have my 6 by 12 inch mat open on my Gypsy. I am going to choose my basket, and when I'm in my 6 by 12 inch mat, I can only get the basket to be about maybe a little bit more, about 5.60. See my little yellow lines? It's not going to go any bigger. So the biggest I can get it for the Personal Cricut on the 6 inch mat is 5.6 inches. Now that's not the basket size though, because I've got this little handle hanging out down there at the bottom. Alright, so because of that handle, as you can see, that cuts out, that goes with the basket, it makes the size totally different for the basket. How do I compensate or get around the handle if I don't want to cut it? Now the Gypsy was upgraded. It didn't used to allow you to hang things off the mat and cut, but now I can hang things off the mat and I can actually cut it. But the problem is there's a lock on the sizing. So because I'm in a 6 by 12 inch mat, it's not going to let me take this image any larger, even though I'm wanting to hang something off and still cut it. So I have to kind of trick the Gypsy in order to do it. And how I do that is this silver button right here, I'm going to tap. And while my mat is actually, my project is still on my mat, I'm going to change my mat size to the 12 by 12. Now I'm not planning on cutting out with the 12 by 12 mat because I'm going to use the Personal Cricut today. But I am going to trick it and tell the Cricut that I'm now on a 12 by 12 mat, which means my basket can go bigger. So actually going to go down a little bit more. The 6 inches is in between this top quadrant here, so you kind of size it and you can kind of guesstimate that way. My little handle is hanging off at the bottom. That's fine because I don't really care about that. I'm not going to cut it. Once I've got it to where I think I want it, 6.65 inches, which is actually larger than 6 inches, right? I then will tap that silver button again and go back while I'm in the middle of my project to my 6 by 12 inch mat. Now I'm going to grab my image, and look at that. It keeps my image. Anything that you're working on, you can change mat sizes right in the middle of a project. Don't worry about losing anything that you're worked on. But here, notice that now my basket is the full size of my mat, and that little handle that I don't want, it's almost like I just invented hide contour just by myself. I just hung it off the mat, and it's not going to cut. I'm not going to waste anything. I don't want the handle. I just want my basket. So there we go. That is how you trick the Gypsy into allowing you to make a bigger cut on the 6 inch mat. Without the Gypsy, you would not be able to do this on the Personal Cricut. And for all of you who have the Cricut Expression and use the 12 by 12 mats, yes, you can do this same trick by using the 12 by 24 inch mat, making your images larger, changing the mat back over to the 12 by 12 so that you can hang things off or just cut sections that you want. And then that way you can actually get things that are bigger than 12 inches. That's your Gypsy tips for today. I hope you guys all liked it. Bye.